Yeah, hopefully today's a better day. All right. Well, let's see if you guys can see me and hear me, and we will get the ball rolling tonight. Here comes the screen. I can see me. See if y'all can hear me. Microphone's right here, so we can move it a hair closer. Pennsylvania Mama Bear says 5x5. Sojourn, a couple other ones. Indigo, Voodoo Queen, Amish at Heart, Russell Wiggins. Okay, good deal. You guys can hear me. Greetings, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving Eve. As we get ready here, I hope everybody is starting to do their cooking and all. I never got around to the stuffing today. The bird was still a little too frozen for me to get the livers out of it, so I couldn't do that. But I did manage to get my concrete all poured into my steps, so that was good. Yes, it was a nice 55-degree day outside, so I got all the concrete poured, and I got the balusters put back up on the porch, so that was good. So now we can actually go up and down the stairs, and nobody will fall off the porch. Yay, it's an accomplishment. Trust me, it's a lot of work. It's been crazy around here. So if anybody caught some of the interesting bits and pieces in the news today, good old Potato Joe extended the student loan deferment another 6 months. It was supposed to pick up in January, and people are going to start paying their student loans back. And so now he's kicked that out to June, or once the Supreme Court hearing is done on his debacle of forgiving loans. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But, here we go. I know he's trying to help people and do whatever, but keeping people in perpetual debt is not helping anybody. So that was kind of it. Joan S., thank you for the super chat. It is greatly appreciated. The other one today, if you saw this one, Kevin McCarthy, the future Speaker of the House, told our good old Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas to either resign or prepare to be impeached. And of course, Mayorkas said he's not resigning. So he will be impeached by the House. And of course, it'll go nowhere in the Senate, but that'll be that one. So, yeah, the next 2 years in politics is going to be really interesting. It's going to be the Republican revenge tour for going after Trump for 4 years. But yeah, the other thing that I do like seeing Mayorkas do is, or McCarthy doing, not that I'm a McCarthy fan by any means, but he's going to kick Ilhan Omar off of the Foreign Relations Committee, which that's a no-brainer, and then kicking Eric Swalwell and Dick with Ears, what's his name? Can't think of it. Pencil Neck, I can't think of his name. Kicking them off their respective committees. So that'll be a good thing. Of course, the Democrats are screaming about this, going, "You can't do that. You can't do that." And everybody goes, "Marjorie Taylor Greene, ring a bell?" Oh, never mind. So that was it. But so that was kind of the fun, interesting things going on in the world today. And we didn't expect this to be a busy news week, which is good because I could use the break too from thinking of what's going on. It's like concentrate on some other stuff. It's like the other day I was telling you about trust your gut, and I could not get that sinking feeling out of me. And I was like, all right, so the easiest thing for me to do was go to the store, and I got another 25 pounds of rice and another 5 pounds of spaghetti and 24 more bars of soap, and just, more stuff to put back just so I have it. And, we'll see what happens here going forward, but at least I know there's food in the house and I can keep my butt clean. So that's the extent of that one. All right, let's get into this evening. Well, hang on, let's stop for a second. Again, I mentioned it on a lunch video today. I want to thank everybody for their donations for the toy drive and for the food drive. It's going to be a nice gift from all of you guys and all of us to everybody. We're doing better than I expected. So I have already enlisted Mr. and Mrs. Mountaintop Preps to help us go grocery shopping on Sunday because I'm going to need an extra vehicle. So that's a good thing. So, we'll put some food on the table for some people that definitely need it, which tells me how big of a heart y'all have. And it makes my heart swell. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's get into tonight. I wanted to say thank you to all the moderators again here for, again, doing their thing and taking time out instead of making rhubarb pie or whatever tonight, sitting down and shooting shit with all this. So have some fun. As per normal, if you've got questions for me, please put them in all caps, just like every other YouTube channel. That way I can see what's going on. I can move through the questions quicker. The one thing I will say that I absolutely require, and the mods are really good about handling this, is keep it polite, keep it friendly in the chat, okay? Like I say all the time, disagreement is totally fine, but being rude is not. That'll get you the old heave-ho. So please mind your P's and Q's. Keep it PG-13. We're okay there. But, moderators do one hell of a job in here. I am greatly appreciative of all of them. And, a thank you to the mods every once in a while from you guys too is something I know they'd appreciate. So, all right, let's get into some Q&A here. And I'm going to scroll up to the top. B-Man, thank you for the super chat for the toy drive. I do appreciate that. Obviously, for the super chats, YouTube's going to take 40%. So just so you guys know, that's why we use the Cash app, because there's no fees on that one. So we don't have to give away a bunch of money on that. So rather have it go to people that actually need it rather than put more billions of dollars in Google's pocket. All right, let's see where I can find some questions and we will get into it. You guys remember, nothing's off limits as long as it's legal. Okay, we're in good shape. So Stephen Brown starts out with pinball. How tall are you? 6'8". And no, that is not a trivia question. Yes, I know. And Gen X prepper's screwed if all he knows the few things that he mentioned on his comment before the live stream started. So it's one less person you got to compete against. All right, let's see. And now my mouse wants to argue. There we go. Okay. Waldo Prepper, America paying reparations. Oh my God. I saw this. Biden committed $1 billion yesterday to poor countries because of the damage that we've all done to these poor countries by using coal. Except if he takes a look, the U.S. has the cleanest coal burning plants in the world. Okay, first off, is India paying anything? No. China paying anything? No. Oh, those are the dirtiest countries. And gee, what's going on in Europe right now? Our solar didn't work. What are we going to do? Fire up the coal plants there, and we're going to get we're going to get people heated up again. Really? Okay. I swear Biden thinks he's got a checkbook with no limit on it. The American Excess card. I'll just send another $35 billion here and $1 billion there, and it's all my money, right? So Joe, thanks. The funny part about it is Biden can promise all this he wants, but unless the House of Representatives says, yeah, we're going to do that, his promises don't hold water. The president does not control the budget. The House of Representatives does. Okay. I don't think Joe's going to be getting a whole lot of money for his pet projects here in the next 2 years, personally. Then again, we'll see how many rhinos run through everything. But yeah, pissing away money left and right like he wants to do, I think that might slow down a little bit. Thank God, because we don't bring in enough money in taxes to pay. We're getting to the point where we're not there yet, but we're getting to the point where we're not going to collect enough in income tax to pay the interest on the debt. Okay, just saying. And Biden keeps spending money, borrowed money like this. We're going to be there real fast. When that happens, there's hyperinflation. No problem. All right. Rolling on down the list. Fox Any, I'm still paying my student loan, no interest during deferment. There you go. That's the smartest thing you can do. If they're not going to charge you any interest and you can get that principal down right now, when they start charging interest again, hey, cool. Okay. Good deal. Smart move. Adam Schiff. There you go. That was the name I couldn't remember. Romy Davis, the next 2 years are going to be hard. Yeah, I agree. And it's not because of what's coming up. It's because of what's already been done, in my opinion. Okay. Because I mean, the spending from like the Inflation Reduction Act, we haven't even seen that yet. Okay. And, the Fed coming out today and basically throwing their hands up in the air and saying, well, we really don't know about inflation. There's not a whole lot we can do. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's your whole job, is to take, the money supply in the country. But you don't know what you do, then I think you're probably not qualified to be in the job you're in. But that's not a big shocker to anybody. Huts John, how bad do I believe it will get in 23? I will answer that on New Year's Eve when I give my predictions for 2023, which of course, actually I'm doing pretty good this year. I think I looked at it about 2 weeks ago. I think I'm like 7-3. Which was better than last year's 6-4. So I'll take it. Still not getting me to the BCS, but then again, at least I know I won't be playing Tennessee if I got there anyway, after them getting their ass handed to them by South Carolina last weekend. There you go. So, yeah, how bad is it? 2023 is going to make 2022 look like a walk in the park, my personal opinion. Okay. Kim and Frank, Dr. F sure made me sick today. Well, at least it was his going away speech. The deal with that is, though, he'll be back in the limelight here in about 8 weeks because he's getting subpoenaed by Congress because he will be investigated by the House big time. Okay, so hopefully they give him an orange jumpsuit and go with Hillary, but, I'll believe that when I see it too. Diana B, is my daughter tall like she's about 5'7" or so. So she's taller, but she's not, WNBA material or anything like that. No. A Cushnet Prepper, is Potato Joe going to pardon turkeys as he would be pardoning himself? Yeah, he did. They were chocolate and chip. And as he said, my favorite ice cream flavor. Yeah, Joe, you've got permanent brain freeze. Let's see. Lorelei, are you going to watch Stu Peters Died Suddenly? No, probably not. And again, this is all this talking about the Jane Delaney, thank you for the super chat for the animal shelter. Okay, and I think I told you guys too, once we hit as much we can get, or anything that comes in after Friday or Saturday when I go to the post office Saturday morning, we'll donate that to the animal shelter. So add one to it this year because we're having a good year, so which is nice. But the Died Suddenly, back to that one. If you're talking about all the people that are dropping dead at age 37, 25, whatever it is. There's nothing that surprises me about that, because we tried to talk about this a year and a half ago, but we were just kind of forbidden from saying anything like that. But just like everything else, who was right? It wasn't our overlords that wanted everybody to be so politically correct. It was the people that actually thought about this and go, this isn't safe. Tommy, thank you for the super chat as well. All right. Kim and Frank, so glad Dr. F is ready to retire. You and me both. Don't think he won't be back as a consultant or something like this as soon as they decide to, you know what? We need to do this again. So, Gen X Prepper, how far am I from Pigeon Forge? Probably an hour and a half's drive. I mean, Pigeon Forge is southeast of Knoxville, and I'm almost an hour north of Knoxville. So it's quite a haul. So, Pighead Water Buffalo, where would you go in the U.S. to vacation now if you could? Mrs. P and I were talking about that either this morning or last night. I tell you, I just completely lose track of time trying to figure out, we need a vacation. Okay. We have not had a vacation since our honeymoon. And we were talking about, she's like, oh, I want to go to the Bahamas. I'm like, well, that all depends on if we can get in and out of the country. I was like, well, hey, maybe we go to Key West or something like that. But I think I've told you guys before, I've never been to Florida other than changing planes in Miami Airport. So, who knows? I mean, I told her, I said, maybe going to Washington, D.C. would be kind of fun to take her there. There's only one little problem, is I can't have my friend with me in D.C., so that might rule that one out. Gen X Prepper, thanks for the super chat. Since I'm not going to win the trivia, here's my donation. Well, it doesn't cost anything to play, but running shoes, Pinball, what is your absolute favorite Thanksgiving Day dessert? Mincemeat pie. That would be my favorite dessert, or rhubarb pie, one of the two. Pumpkin pie is okay, but give me mince pie or give me rhubarb pie, and I'm there. Southern Girl, what's my favorite Thanksgiving dish? Okay. Absolutely, without a doubt, it is the stuffing. Okay. And I think I made a video on it last year. It's a recipe that my family's ancestry in Europe. If not, and there's a close second, and this I've got to make from scratch because I can't get them here. Those of you guys who live in Chicago probably know Chateau bread dumplings. Comes in a yellow box with a blue label on it and everything like that. And those were always a staple on the Thanksgiving table. Okay. Dumplings, knedliki, and, the Czech Republic is a staple food. Okay. I can't get Chateau dumplings here. So I've got to make the dumplings myself. They're okay. They're not as good as the Chateau, but yes, the stuffing or the dumplings, those are in the center of my plate. The turkey's a side dish. How's that? Right. Then we just shot to the bottom. Let's see. Healthy disrespect for authority. Ain't that the truth? It's not reparations, it's wealth redistribution. Just like climate change is wealth redistribution. I mean, that's literally it. Explain this one to me. You can buy a carbon credit. Please tell me how giving somebody else money is going to save the planet. Do they have an eraser? Go, oh, okay, For $50, we'll erase your carbon footprint. No, it's just people are stupid enough to believe that's like, oh, if I give $50 or whatever it is, I'll have done less damage to the world. Martha, throw another log on the fire. I mean, it's all it is it's a way to steal money, and people are stupid enough to believe it. Frank Drebin, apologies. We'll be able to have Turkey Day with you in spirit only. Okay, well, if you can't be here on Thursday, I totally get that. I don't figure there's a whole lot of people going to be watching YouTube on Thursday. I'll be here, but hint, hint, be here on Friday. Okay. Retired Army Ranger, can you put rice directly into 5-gallon buckets without putting in Mylar? Yes. Make sure you got food grade buckets with the gamma lid for it, and make sure to put your oxygen absorbers in there. Yes, you can. However, I will say this, just remind you on this one, freeze the rice first. Okay, 3 days in the freezer. You want to kill any bugs or anything like that could feasibly be in there, bug eggs, because the last thing you want to do is go open up that bag of rice 6 months from now and find a whole bunch of maggots in it. Okay, just saying. Let's see. Miss Sunshine Sue, I don't understand the concept. This was an idea from one of those CP groups. I don't understand the context. Okay. Rob, do I think America will reinstate the draft next year? If we wind up in a war, yes. Okay. If we don't, no. But if Russia, Ukraine, or China, Taiwan, or whatever's going on in the Middle East gets hot and we wind up in the middle of it, yeah, because the military is so understaffed and underpersoned, undermanned. Okay. Right now, they'd have no choice but to reinstate the draft. Booney June, I would also like to know if you have favorite reference books. I've talked about some of them before, especially like Jerry Baker's Terrific Tonics for, anything and everything from how to naturally make fertilizers or house cleaners or bug killers or God knows what. That's probably one of the best reference books I'd say is out there, because it covers soup to nuts. Okay. South Colorado Stetter, General Milley said more money will be going to Ukraine and we'll be there till it's over. Yeah, well, Milley's an idiot. Okay. And again, Milley doesn't run the checkbook either. This is the part they forget. They can want all they want, but Nancy Pelosi doesn't hold the gavel anymore. And, she's not going to be rubber stamping going, oh, you want another $5 billion? Sure, no problem. Here you go, Joe. By the way, I need another ice cream freezer. Oh, okay, fine. We'll slip that one in here too. So. All right. I'm going to do this a little early tonight. And I'm going to ask you guys right now, there is a 90-second delay on or 90 seconds between you being able to post comments, okay? So if you want to be in the contest, I would suggest don't comment right now, because when I go in and ask this question, if you're still waiting for your little ticker bar to come up, somebody else got a chance to answer. So just saying right now, I'd probably hold off, okay? So let me explain, if those of you who weren't here on Saturday, what we are doing. I now have 8 envelopes in front of me, numbered 1 to 4 and 6 to 9, because Karen picked number 5 and had a freezer delivered to her house yesterday. So what Mrs. P and I are doing, we thought we'd get to 100,000 subscribers before Christmas. We're going to do that, but we decided that Christmas and this time is more important to do stuff like this than 100,000 subscribers, so we're doing this in lieu of it. Basically what this is all the super chat money and everything like that, and some more that you guys have donated over the course of the year to the channel. And so Mrs. P and I came up with a whole bunch of different prizes to give you guys. Okay. There are also 3 prizes in there that one of y'all had sent to me and said they wanted to share with the family. This was a month or so ago, and I had got back with them. I said, can we do this as part of the Christmas drawing? And so we can do some more. And they agreed. So there are 3 of those in there too. This isn't a coffee cup. This isn't a set of dog tags or anything like this. These are some nice prizes. And I want to be able to share them with all of you. Now, how you win this. This isn't a put your favorite breed of dog and what state you live in or whatever. This is to see how well you've actually paid attention to videos. Okay. All the questions here are trivia questions about me. And they're all things that I have said in videos relatively recently. Okay. And I may just glaze it over. It may just be something I said, but it's in there. Okay. And so I'm going to ask this question, and I understand there's a delay. Okay. I mean, as I'm speaking right now, you guys aren't hearing it for probably 5 or 6 seconds later. I can't do anything about everybody's individual internet speed. I'm sorry. There's no way to do it. I'm going to ask the question. As soon as I see the first person who has the answer in the comments, and the only judge is me, the moderators don't even know what the questions are, guys. So the only one is first answer I see, that will be the winner. Okay. So we will go there. So I'm hoping everybody held your comments. Okay. But I will remind everybody, if you're going to say something, take a guess or whatever, remember, you're not going to be able to guess again for another 90 seconds. And I'm going to bet that somebody gets the answer within the first 90 seconds. Once we have our winner, they will get to pick an envelope, 1 to 4 or 6 to 9, the numbers we have left, and we will open it right here and see what they won. So if you guys are ready, I am going to ask the question. Let me pull up my list so I know what it is here, so I can mark it off. There we go. All right. I've mentioned this in a video. What is my favorite movie of all time? Virginia took a shot. Pamela, I'm going to give that to you. That's I'm with the B instead of the N. I'm going to give that to you. That's just a typo. Okay, yes, you are right. It was Shawshank Redemption. So that was the answer. So where was it? Because everything shut up there. Pamela J25, you are the winner. So let me get to the bottom, guys. Please let Pamela type right here. Brokeback Mountain Patriot Ref. You're going to get booted. All right, Pamela, I need a number 1 through 4 or 6 through 9. So Pamela J25, give us a number. I know you've got to wait your 90 seconds. So I noticed a few of you guys remembered it. So, okay. Pamela J25, we need a number 1 through 4 or 6 through 9. Beavis and Butthead to America. Yeah, no. Pamela. Okay. We are waiting. I know 90 seconds seems to take forever, doesn't it? Do 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 do. Pamela J25, we need a number. ALN 1217. I almost asked you this exact question at the beginning of the chat. Well, then I would have come up with a different question. Pamela. We need a number, Pamela. There we go. Pamela picks number 8. Envelope numero ocho. And in the envelope we have, see, it's the 8. Dun, dun. It is a $250 Walmart gift card. There you go. Pamela, email me after the live stream is over, and I will email you back a $250 Walmart gift card. And there you can go Christmas shopping or prepper shopping or whatever. But congratulations. There you go. All right. So that is it. One trivia question tonight. I could do this almost till Christmas. So, all right. But I know as much as everybody, how we all say, hate Walmart, China Mart, whatever it would be, God knows pretty much every one of us still shops there. So, because you can still get the stuff you need at a decent price. So, all right. Congratulations, Pamela. Make sure you email me afterwards, and we will take care of this because I need to know your email address and everything so I can send this to you. I'll take care of it when the live stream's over. Okay. Romy Davis, that's a bag of dog food. Yeah, well, okay. All right, let me see if I can find some of these questions again. Probably not, because we probably lost them all here. That would have been, that's a decent answer. Clear and Present Danger, Mama G's. Yeah, that was a good movie, but not my favorite. Nobody'd get my second favorite. Guaranteed that one. But somebody get it if I told you this. I've seen the movie over 130 times in a theater. And if you're my age, you know what movie it is. And no, that's not a trivia question. Okay. I'm looking for questions here. Debbie Nugent says, I'm getting answers before the question. I'm sorry. That's the speed internet. There's nothing I can do. Once I see the question, it goes to everybody at the same time. And if your internet's slower than somebody else's interview, there's nothing I can do about that. I apologize. I tried to do this as fun and as fair as possible, but I can't control the speed of internet, guys. So, all right, let's see. Yeah, Roddy's rule, hold your breath underwater for 90 seconds. It's a long damn time. I remember when I was in high school, you say this, and part of gym class, this had to be probably sophomore year or something like that, I bet it was. Part of gym class, we had to swim from one end of the pool to the other and back without ever breaking the surface of the water. Not even your foot or a hand or whatever it is. You had to stay underwater for the entire length of the pool, forward and back. And I mean, it was a Olympic-sized pool, or whatever it would be, because I mean, we had a swim team and everything, so it had to be that. And back then I could do it. Now, no, these things probably had something to do with it. Well, the cigarettes certainly did, but yeah, that was probably holding my breath for 90 seconds underwater at the same time. And I learned real quick how you took care of this one, because you dove off in the deep end, you went as deep as you could, and then the whole time you're in the shallow end, you basically tried to stay on the bottom. And that way you got it. And then when you get to the deep end, if you stayed down at the bottom, you were good. Because when you come up, you don't come straight up, you come up on an angle. All right. I know, stupid stuff, but hey, sometimes we talk about stupid stuff here. All right. Going into, all right, these are all the congratulations. Okay. Looking for questions. And we shot to the bottom, so let's go back up. Congratulations. All right, guys. So anybody that asked a question I have not got to, it's too far up in the stream, in the chat. I can't see them anymore. So you're going to have to retype the question if I hadn't already answered it. Dobby Farrar, what is the age limit for the draft? I believe it's either 35 or 37, one of the two. I'm not sure, but again, doesn't mean that can't change. You was it during World War II? I don't remember if the U.S. did it or not. But even with Russia in the draft right now, I mean, they're drafting people up anywhere up to 62. And I believe the U.S. did that during World War II, too, is that anybody up to the age of 60 or 50 or something like that was eligible for the draft. They changed the draft age. Gosport, there you go. John Ski, did Mrs. P speak English when you first met her? Yes, she did. Fortunately, that was one of my criteria because I don't speak Russian, and so I was looking for somebody that spoke English, and that was, just like any other criteria. You're looking for somebody who speaks English or, whatever. And so, I mean, there were other people, other women that, contacted me or whatever it was, but I can't live my life in a translator, and fortunately she had learned English, and so it helps, and her English gets better and better and better every day, and her accent disappears a little bit more and more every day. She doesn't believe it, but I keep telling her English is better than a lot of people I know their English is. So Judy Booher, what's my favorite stuffing ingredients? Well, I mean, there's not a whole lot that goes into it. It's what? Bread, celery, eggs, butter, the turkey livers, an onion. That's it. Not a whole lot. It's just how it all tastes when it's mixed together. I mean, the turkey livers is what makes it. So there we go. So the Big Dean 309. Don Stackpole headed to Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yes, that's the one I've seen over 130 times. Every weekend when I was in high school, we went, and how everybody used to dress up and everything. So there was one time, I've been kicked out of Rocky Horror twice too. But there was one time I went in my mother's wedding gown, and when Brad and Janet walked down the aisle at the beginning, my best friend was in a tuxedo and I was in a wedding gown, and we walked down the aisle. It was a riot. Everybody was laughing hysterically. So yes, I'm half nuts. I think you guys have figured that out. Big Dog Moss is so kind of you and Mrs. P. It feels like we're kids at Christmas with the excitement. And this is it. You guys bring a lot of joy to me and Mrs. P, and me being able to do this with you guys every day, and the comments that you send and emails and everything like that, and super chats and everything. And we wanted to be able to give back. So that was it. Y'all are being so generous with the the food drive and the toy drive and everything like that. Sometimes good deeds don't go, unpunished. So let's see. Sue, age? Yeah, you're in your 40s. I'm 56. No, I'm not 40. So there you go. ADHD preparedness. I mean, how often are you looking at a man's shoes? Very true. And if we've all seen the movie and we know the line and everything like that. And if you think about it, when's the last time you actually looked at a guy's shoes? Guys don't. We don't pay attention to another guy's shoes. Women compare shoes all the time. Guys, no. So we don't care. Moonlight Gardner, thank you for the super chat. Charlie Knoll, how's the pond doing? Well, it's funny because when I went out this morning, I was, obviously we've been down in the 20s. I told you this morning it was 19 degrees overnight. And this morning I was moving the stuff up to the porch, wheelbarrow, shovel, hoe, that sort of stuff, so I could pour my concrete. I went out the backyard to go to the shed. There was ice on the pond. I wanted to go look, but I was happy because the water from the pond is still above the stumps, and now it hasn't rained here in a couple of weeks, but that means that my pond sealant is working, that it didn't all recede and drain out. So I was happy. So now I just need a couple good heavy rains and I'll have a full pond. Oh, and Taryn, I don't know if Taryn's in here, sent me a plastic duck in the mail to float around in the pond. Came in the mail the other day. I have a duck floating around in the pond. I don't know if it's a one that you use for hunting or something like that, but I have a floating duck in the pond. It would be kind of cool. Can't put it in now because it's plastic and I don't want it to get frozen and cracked and everything like that, and not enough water anyway. It's John crap. I thought it was Bambi meets Godzilla. What is that? AOC meets Trump. Let's see. Second favorite Star Wars. Now, I was never a Star Wars fan. I mean, I was more. I liked Star Trek more than I liked Star Wars. E.T. Harry and the Hendersons. No, I could have actually had a job in that movie. Pulp Fiction would have been a good one up there. Pulp Fiction's another one. Tarantino movies are just good. You know, Tarantino said something in the media today. He said, movies? He goes, there aren't any movies. He goes, everything Hollywood's putting out right now is crap. And he's right. I mean, gee, what's the next superhero movie we can come up with? I mean, nobody can write an original story in Hollywood and hasn't been able to for 20 years. Gen X prepper, I'm an advanced diver. I can hold my breath. Yeah, you're also probably in a lot better shape and younger than me. So, Karma Patriot, do I have more than one bug out bag? I've got one, Mrs. P's got one, and they sit in the back of the truck. I mean, that's it. They are ready to go in a moment's notice. We grab the dogs. I literally grab the dogs, grab the safe, and out the door. I can be out the door in 2 minutes and be good to go. In Jesus' name we pray. What traditions did Mrs. P do for Christmas while she was growing up? Okay, well, the first thing that you got to remember is Christmas in Russia is not like Christmas in the United States, okay? The Christmas in Russia is pretty much strictly a religious holiday. This is, day you go to church and, stay home, and that's it. The gift-giving holiday in Russia is New Year's Eve, okay? And so they would all have very similar to what we do, okay? Have the parties and people come over and everybody brings a dish, Olivier salad or something like that, and the Christmas tree, okay, for lack of a better word, and they would exchange gifts. So it's very similar. It's just done on a different day, because Russian Orthodox Christmas is January 7th, okay? December 25th is just another day in Russia, okay, where for us it's Christmas. So, Argale, your opinion on the railroad strike, what to get beforehand? What was it? There's either one or two unions that don't want to ratify the contract, and so now we're looking at this strike that could come before Christmas. And when you say what to get beforehand, a lot of things that are going to be in bulk, okay? Clothing moves that way. I mean, we all know coal and corn and oil and stuff like that moves via the rails. Do you know a lot of Amazon packages, UPS stuff, that all goes via, not all, but a lot of that goes in freight trains, everything of the sort too. You're going to want to get your spring items, okay? Those things that, don't have to absolutely positively be there overnight, but, the stores are, I mean, in the Walmart, okay, or anywhere. I mean, they've had Christmas decorations out for what, 5-6 weeks already? They're not buying more stuff for Christmas now. They're already into buying the stuff for spring. The stores are buying the lawnmowers and the fertilizer spreaders and stuff. Those are the things that you're going to have that are going to be hard to find in the spring if this railroad strike happens. Your spring merchandise, your clothing, whatever will be. That's, you always got to think about 4 months ahead of time, because that's how the stores work, and that's what directly affects you and me. Yeah, I know oil and corn and coal and everything directly affects us too, but I don't think you're going to go out and buy 55-gallon drums of crude oil or, pallets of coal. You might, but not most of us. No. Debbie Nugent. Okay, I'll get into this. Is Wellbots having a Black Friday sale? All right, so I will tell you what's going on, because I told you make sure you're here on Friday. A lot of places are having Black Friday sales. Okay? I'm doing a generator review on Friday and giving one away. Elliot's got 2 generators he's giving away on Black Friday, and they've got deals on it. So there's 3 generators that I'm giving away, announcing on Friday, giving away on Saturday night's live stream. And then the coupon codes, the discounts, and everything like that. And I've got both companies, and they're, an extra. I mean, not only is it 20% off for Black Friday, but then we get another 10% off or 5% off, or depending on what different things. So yeah, if you're in the market for a generator as a Christmas gift or just for yourself, wait till Friday. Kitsy Witty, Pinball, what's your favorite current TV show now in 2022? Couldn't tell you. I haven't had television in a year and a half. Okay. When Mrs. P and I moved, when we moved to Vegas, which was 2017. I mean, honestly, I can't tell you the last television show I watched. I mean, the whole time we were here, it was either on a news channel or we were watching Unsolved Mysteries or Forensic Files. And I looked at her one day and I go, do you realize we're paying $150 a month to sit there and watch 20-year-old TV shows? Screw it. And so we canceled TV. Then I got to thinking about it. It was like, all right, when we were in Vegas, we never watched network TV. The only time a network channel was on, this is before Colin Kaepernick, was when I'd watch a football game. Okay. Even when we go back to when we lived in Salt Lake, it was the same thing. We never watched network TV. I literally can't tell you the last TV show that I remember. I probably haven't watched a network TV show in 10 years. I mean, none of them are any good. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, I was never a Seinfeld fan. I was never a Friends fan. I didn't, the dramas like ER and stuff like that, probably the TV shows I watched, Last Man Standing, Tim Allen's second after Home Improvement. That's probably the last TV show I watched, going back that far. Whoops. Let's see. We want this part to move and not that part. Judy Boer, as tall as you are, it was quick work. I don't understand the context. Okay, sorry. Kathy Kidd, does Mrs. P have any recipes from her native country? On the channel, go watch the playlist, Cooking with Mrs. P. She will show you borscht recipes and stroganoff recipes and fish soup recipes and all sorts of stuff, and show you how to cook them. So, yeah, yes, I'd say 5 of 7 meals we eat, dinners we eat a week are Russian, things that she makes, every once in a while, like tonight we had my chili for dinner. Or maybe we'll have pork chops and mashed potatoes or something like that. But most of the time, what we're eating around here is Russian food. So, Rick Mason, you can get whatever you want if you pay. Yeah, there's the catch. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not Joe Biden. I don't have an unlimited checkbook. Susan Lathrop, railroad strike could happen as early as the 9th. Your thoughts? I just kind of went over that. Janet Forster, tell us a second favorite movie was the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Okay. Oops, there we shot to the bottom. Back up we go. All right, as far up as I can go. James Price, Pinball, I got solar panels installed on my house with a battery backup. Was this a good investment? Abso-freaking-lutely, okay? Because now, if the power goes for a day, a week, a month, whatever it would be, you've got power, okay? May not, I mean, I don't know how big your system is or whatever. I don't know if you got a whole house system, but I mean, if it runs the basics, if it runs the lights, if it runs the air conditioner or runs the dishwasher or whatever it was, you're in better shape than most people, okay? So yeah, definitely a good investment. Prepping Troll, oysters, that's Christmas. I don't make oyster stuffing, so, but no, you know, fried oysters and raw oysters for Christmas, and God knows oyster shooters. So, Gail Hooper, no sage. I don't remember if there's, I don't know what all the mix is in poultry seasoning. Sage is probably in there, but this seasoning, salt, pepper, and poultry seasoning probably has sage in it. Christopher Meyer, no walnuts. Walnuts go in the sweet potato casserole, not the stuffing. So no. Hot Rod Lincoln, use his stuffing recipe. It's damn good. Yeah, it is. Riley B, what's the best way to clean new 6-gallon water storage containers before use? I would say use a very, very diluted bleach solution, just a little bit of chlorine, because the chlorine will kill anything that's in there, and you can use chlorine to purify water as is too. Now, you're going to have to go look up and see how many drops of chlorine would go in 6 gallons of water, and I wouldn't use any more than that, but that would be the best way to do it. Judy Boer, mine is green pepper, onion, celery, and what you said. There you go. Probably pretty close. No green pepper in ours. So, Sue, do I stuff the turkey or make stuffing on its own? Both. We stuff the turkey, and then I make another 9x9 casserole dish of it, because there's nothing better going into the fridge, the next morning or whatever it is, and cutting a piece of stuffing off and just eating it cold. So yeah, because the stuff that's in the turkey, that disappears on Christmas too, but on Thanksgiving. Pinball, what can we use for natural phosphorus for the garden? One of the best things to use is going to be potato peels. That if you dry out your potato peels, and I've showed you guys this before, is putting it in the oven on like 200 degrees, dry them out, and then grind them down into a blender. That's going to be one of your best things that you can use for phosphorus. Jeff Reed, will the national debt be eliminated with the implementation of the digital dollar? No, absolutely not. China, Japan, who are the biggest debt holders, they're not going to go, oh, gee, you changed from the US dollar to a digital dollar? Well, I guess, the trillions of dollars we've loaned you, I guess we're not collecting anymore. No, we're just going to have to pay them differently. That's all it is. Moonlight Gardener, does Russia have something like our Thanksgiving? If so, what are their typical foods? Honey? Nope, she said no, nothing like that. Okay. Gen X Prepper, did you throw toast and have super soakers at the Rocky Horror Picture Show? Throwing toast, yes. Throwing rice, yes. This is before the days of super soakers. We don't. But yeah, I mean, all the same ad-lib lines and everything like that. We're all there throwing toast, throwing rice for the wedding, whatever it would be. I got thrown out one time for having dog food in there. Don't ask. Tom Larson had to wear a raincoat and make toast before going. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Let's see. Deborah Rutherford, have I ever eaten fried turkey livers? I like chicken livers. Oh, we eat chicken livers probably, I'd say about once a month. We have them for dinner. Chicken livers, mashed potatoes, and hot sauce. Fried up chicken livers. Love fried up chicken livers. The turkey livers, I use, if we have turkey livers, it's because we have a turkey, and then the turkey livers go in the stuffing. So. Kim Edmondson, is it illegal to buy a 12-gauge shotgun for a gift to someone in the family? Check your state laws, but the straw man laws don't 100% quote me on this. Check your state laws, but straw man laws usually do not apply to buying it for a family member. It could be a household member is how a state does it, but like if I went out and bought something for Mrs. P to use, not a big deal. Because again, what are they going to say? I bought it. It's in my house. Oh, it's hers. How do you know that? Oh, it's zero for her. Fine. I'd say most likely not, but definitely check. Go ask somebody at a gun shop. They'll be able to tell you for sure. D-Freak, I've never seen Rocky Horror. There you go. Jay Myers, angry prepper would be like, who looks at a guy's shoes? That's it. Broken Dolly, my family did rhubarb pie for the 4th of July and mincemeat for Christmas. Okay. Jonas, was I a Dungeons and Dragons player? Nope, never got into any of that. The Hobbit or any J.R.R. Tolkien stuff that never interested me whatsoever. Okay, Dungeons and Dragons, not in a long shot. Was I ever interested in it? Sky Dancer, do I grow rhubarb in the garden? Strawberry rhubarb pie is awesome. I keep threatening to do it, but rhubarb supposedly does not grow well here. But I keep threatening to try. I just have not done it yet. My grandfather used to grow it up in Chicago, and yeah, strawberry rhubarb pie is excellent. I've got strawberries in the garden. I guess maybe I'll grow rhubarb. South Colorado Stutter, does Cash App require credit card or bank info? Well, for me to get the money out, obviously I've got to give them my bank info because they've got to have somewhere to deposit it to. And if you are putting money in, obviously it's got to be on a credit card or out of a bank account. I don't know if it comes straight out of a bank account or if it comes from debit card. But yeah, they're going to require something. You're going to have it's no different than buying something on Amazon. You're going to have to put your card in. Southern Troll, where did I attend school in Michigan? My high school doesn't even exist anymore, I don't believe. It was Birmingham Groves, which is at 13 Mile and Evergreen. And I believe that the school is no longer in existence. I think they closed that and everybody went to see home. So yeah, that was that one. Big Dog Ma, I thought my favorite pie was cherry pie. My favorite pie is cherry pie, just not for Thanksgiving. I made a cherry pie for Thanksgiving last year, but it's cherry pie isn't the normal Thanksgiving pie. Country Girl Prepper, what do I know about Gleisberg 90-year weather cycle and upcoming severe drought? I never even heard of it, so I don't know anything about it. Somebody to ask about that one would probably be Danny over at Deep South Homestead. He's up on all that stuff. Ken Harrison, rain coming this weekend for you? Yeah, we're supposed to get showers. I need a heavy rain. I need one of those rains that's giving us 1/10 of an inch an hour. I know everybody goes, that's not a heavy rain. It is when it's coming down the mountain, and I got the hose out there, and I can pump water into the pond that way. About An eighth of an inch to a tenth of an inch of rain is perfect for what I need. Amish at Heart, did I ever see the Rocky Horror at the Oriental in Milwaukee? No, I did not. I was up in Michigan that whole age, so I've only been up to Milwaukee one time, and that was probably 1973, 74, somewhere thereabouts. That was one time. So, whoop, it is 9 o'clock. Okay. Judy Boer, next superhero will be transvestite. No, you don't have to ask about that one. They're already doing the Supergirl, and there was a transvestite one here. I think the show lasted 2 episodes or whatever and was canceled. So, all right, guys, I'm going to boogie. Happy Tuesday night. And I believe Jason, Angry Prepper, is going on at 9 o'clock. He usually does. Y'all have a good one, and we will see you in the morning. Thank you much. Pinball out.